Can humanity avoid the unthinkable? Let's explore what might happen if World War III breaks out. Albert Einstein once said, "I do not know with what weapons World War III will be fought. But World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." This powerful statement encapsulates the terror of modern weapons capable of destroying civilization. As global tensions rise, many fear World War III is imminent. In this video, we'll delve into the potential outcomes if such a catastrophic event were to occur. If you find this video interesting, please support us by hitting the like button. Now, let's get started. Approximately 75 years after Einstein's statement, many voices today warn that the start of World War III is imminent due to the current global situation. If such a thing were to happen, what would occur? Would humanity face extinction? In this video, we will explore what might happen if World War III were to occur. There have been two wars in history called World Wars. The First World War, which broke out from 1914 to 1918, was directly triggered by the Sarajevo incident. The incident involved the assassination of the heir to the throne of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, who was visiting Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina, by local youth engaged in political activities. The Austro-Hungarian Empire suspected Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina's neighboring country, of involvement, and tensions escalated rapidly. However, Serbia was an ally of Russia, so the Austro-Hungarian Empire secured Germany's promised support in the event of war. On the other hand, Russia was allied with France and had similar ties with Britain, turning the conflict between the Austro-Hungarian Empire and Serbia into a major war involving all of Europe. Furthermore, since Europe had many colonies in Asia and Africa at the time, the conflict inevitably spread worldwide. Initially, the United States only provided material support but eventually entered the war after being attacked by German submarines. By the end, it is estimated that between 15 million and 22 million people died. However, the tragedy did not end there. The Second World War was triggered by the invasion of Poland by Nazi Germany, which had seized power in Germany after its defeat in the previous World War. In Asia, the Second Sino-Japanese War had already broken out, and the United States joined the war following Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor. This war, which included the use of 2 nuclear weapons, resulted in an estimated 70 million to 85 million deaths, about 3% of the world's population at the time. Although these two world wars involved the entire world, experts are divided on their root causes. The First World War is generally attributed to complex alliances, imperialism, and nationalism, where countries sought to expand their territories and create powerful empires. For the Second World War, factors include the Great Depression, which undermined trust in democracy, the rise of Nazi Germany, and Japan's aggressive pursuit of resources in Asia. Fast forward to May 2024. After overcoming the global crisis of the coronavirus pandemic, many countries are experiencing rapid inflation. Since 2022, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and from 2023, the Palestine-Israel conflict, events potentially leading to a world war, have occurred in quick succession. In 2024, missile attacks on Yemen led by the United States and attacks on Israel by Iran, among other conflicts, continue to fuel the flames of war. Predictions also suggest that NATO, Russia, and China might engage in war over the Baltic states and Taiwan in a few years, making it unlikely for countries, including the United States, to remain uninvolved. Regrettably, several events in recent years could spark World War III. Many experts believe that we are now closer than ever to the outbreak of the next World War since World War II. If their concerns prove accurate, what will happen if World War III starts? The outcomes will vary significantly depending on the trigger for the conflict. This time, we will explain the simulation results published in the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, focusing on a scenario where a military conflict between Israel and Iran drags the entire world into the conflict. In reality, in April 2024, Iran attacked Israel, making this a sufficiently plausible scenario. The simulation begins with Israeli intelligence capturing information that Iran has equipped long-range ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads. Based on this information, Israel requests the United States to attack Iran's nuclear facilities with conventional weapons. However, the United States, wanting to avoid a direct attack on Iran, provides missiles to Israel, which then carries out the attack. Shortly after Israel begins the attack, organizations close to Iran, such as Hamas and Hezbollah, retaliate against Israel, resulting in about 1,000 Israeli casualties. Israel responds with counterattacks, causing an additional 2,000 casualties. Seizing the opportunity created by the weakened Israeli missile defense system, Iran attacks Israel's nuclear facilities, further increasing the death toll. To attack Iran, Israel proposes a joint operation with the United States. If the United States does not cooperate, Israel, surrounded by potential enemies, might resort to using nuclear weapons against Iran. About 50 nuclear weapons were launched at 25 military facilities within Iran. However, some of these facilities also house personnel from Iran's allied Shia groups. Naturally, Iran immediately retaliates against Israel for the use of nuclear weapons. This time, Israel's military facilities are targeted, including those with American personnel. Although the simulation ends here, the possibility of the conflict escalating into a war involving the United States and Russia is significant. Why do they resort to using nuclear weapons? Generally, possessing nuclear weapons deters the enemy from using theirs, a concept known as mutual assured destruction (MAD). If a country uses nuclear weapons against another, it will undoubtedly face nuclear retaliation, causing immense damage to both nations. In such a situation, rational leaders would choose not to use nuclear weapons. The post-World War II world order has been built on this concept. The peace brought by the nuclear umbrella is not based on morality but on deterrence. However, what happens when a nation is already on the brink of destruction? As depicted with Israel in the simulation, without even having nuclear weapons used against it? For rational leaders, the greatest deterrent against using nuclear weapons is removed. They might even think of inflicting as much damage as possible on the enemy before their own country perishes. Once nuclear weapons are used, it is no longer just a bilateral issue. Targets for nuclear weapons are military facilities and urban areas. And when a nuclear explosion actually occurs there, a large amount of ash is lifted into the stratosphere, leading to what is known as a nuclear winter. If a full-scale nuclear war involving the United States, Russia, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, Japan, and China occurs, the worst-case scenario predicts 4,400 nuclear explosions and 150 megatons of ash lifted into the air. Consequently, global temperatures would drop by up to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. With this condition lasting for several years, it could take about a decade for temperatures to return to normal. The concern is not just the cold. The blocked sunlight would severely hinder crop growth. Over several years, global food production would decrease to 10% of its current caloric value, leading to mass starvation. While direct casualties from nuclear war are estimated at 360 million. Around 5.3 billion people would face severe food shortages 2 years later, meaning that more than half of the world's population would suffer from hunger. Moreover, countries with relatively less impact like Australia and New Zealand would likely take in a large number of refugees. However, this is based on the assumption that the global food distribution remains unchanged. For example, seaweed is relatively resilient to nuclear winter, and while complete replacement is difficult, it could potentially provide up to 45% of the food humans need. Thus, the complete collapse of civilization might be avoided. Nonetheless, predicting the state of the world post-crisis is nearly impossible. In conclusion, if World War III were to break out, it could potentially result in billions of deaths. However, this is just one estimate, and the outcome is not guaranteed to follow this path. Some predict that World War III would fundamentally alter the nature of warfare, with military spending continually burdening national budgets. In any case, what is certain is that it would drastically change the world as we know it. Is humanity's extinction a predetermined fate? Or is there a scenario where it can be avoided? The truth remains to be seen. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content. Take care and see you in the next video. Goodbye.